We are living in an age where more movies are being made than ever before. There were over 11,000 movies released in 2019, but with the movie industry on a never-ending "Are you still watching" screen, I thought it would be good to take a look at the 46 members of the Billion Dollar Club and pick out the misfits, the outcasts, the ones that don't blend with the rest of the commercial goop. I love most of these. I love the goop. Goop me up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's break this down. With movies turning more into events than ever before, we've had quite a few members to the club of late, but you know what I noticed? They all have a lot in common. Wow, shocker. I know. The top 10, 8 owned by Disney now that they own Fox, with number 6 and 9 going to Universal with Jurassic World and Furious 7 respectively. The rest, if not a part of Disney's ever-evolving empire, are IPs, intellectual properties. A comic book property, a sequel. But if we delve in a little further, there are 6, yes 6 that I'd consider to be different. Different enough to stand out. And so let's start off with the one that least bears off the track of this exclusive club's checklist. You knew there would be at least one Disney film in here. Well, joke's on you, they're nearly all Disney. Zootopia. Sitting at number 44, this is almost unique in Disney's array of billion-dollar movies, as it's one of 5 that wasn't already a known property. It's actually a really deep film. I can see a lot of early Disney in this movie. Not the bad parts though. Oh. But to keep it in mind, it is 2016, right in the midst of the already established Disney fan base, and in an era where Disney already owns multiple studios. Which brings us to our other Disney animated entry. At number 16 on the billion-dollar list, Frozen. You know Frozen. When Frozen topped the box office charts, it was like Zootopia. Not an established IP, and it became a hit, due to not only being part of the Disney empire, but that song.
Well, now they know.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Now for number 4, barely making the list at number 46, we're talking The Dark Knight, one of my favourite films. The Dark Knight not only changed how a comic book movie can be made or received, with the late Heath Ledger's Oscar win for his portrayal as the Joker, but this film also showed that a comic book movie can make that much money. Comic book films nowadays make up nearly a quarter of this exclusive club, and at the time The Dark Knight was the first one to do that. This film changed the landscape. In the top 3, we have Jurassic Park. This franchise has 3 films in this club, but the first film stands out to me. A lot of people don't know this movie was actually based on a book, coming out in 1993 and placing number 40 on the all-time box office charts. This film brought in an astonishing amount for its time, and its subsequent re-releases. By having a timeless story, effects that to this day still stand up pretty well, and answered the question, what if dinosaurs came back? And still, 5 films later, it's still my favourite out of the series. At number 2, we have the most recent reigning champ, James Cameron's Avatar. I remember when this film came out. It really was an event. It is, however, a film that isn't talked about much now, seeing as it was the all-time number 1 film for a decade. Looking back now, I don't think the effects hold up, but at the time, I remember being blown away. It also brought 3D back for a little bit, which, sucked. But I'm glad that's gone now. And now, at number 1, why am I talking like this? It's James Cameron's other massive hit, 1997's Titanic. Imagine today a film, a period drama, and being the highest grossing film for nearly a decade, and the second highest for nearly 2. Times have changed, and as a rule, box office hits aren't the prestige award films. Did you see how many Netflix films were nominated? This movie was huge. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of this movie, but I can appreciate for its time why it was so big. And that's why it's number 1 on this list. But what do you think? Before it becomes the Disney Billion Dollar Club, which movies do you think stand out? I believe these 6 movies stood out because of their contribution to the film industry, the kinds of movies they are, and the impact, or for some, the lack of impact that they produced. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to show you like the content, and speaking of likes, maybe leave a like as well. Thanks for watching, and remember, wherever you are in the world during these troublesome times, wash your hands.